You are enough. Right now, in this moment, exactly as you are. Not after the next achievement. Not after the next improvement. Not after you fix the things you think are wrong with you. Right now. The enoughness is already true. You are practicing the recognition of what was always there. For most of your life, you may have lived under a different rule, the rule that said you would be enough once you finished the degree, once you got the job, once you found the partner, once you reached the goal, once you became the version of yourself you were trying to become. The once kept moving. Each time you arrived at one, another appeared on the horizon. The enoughness was always one step ahead, never quite caught. That rule was never true. It was something the world taught you, and something you internalized, and something that kept you running on a treadmill that had no finish line. You can step off the treadmill now. You can let the rule go. The enoughness was here the whole time, regardless of which mile you were on. You do not have to earn your enoughness. This is the central misunderstanding most people carry. The belief that enoughness is a status you have to qualify for, that you must prove yourself, achieve enough, become enough, before the enoughness becomes available. This belief makes sense as a survival strategy in childhood, when love sometimes felt conditional and worthiness seemed like something to earn. It makes less sense in adulthood, when you have the option to recognize the deeper truth. You are enough because you exist. That is the whole sentence. It does not require additional clauses. It does not need supporting evidence. The enoughness is a baseline condition of your being, not a reward for performance. Whatever else may also be true about you, this is also true. You are enough. The voice that says you are not enough is not telling the truth. That voice has been with you a long time. It may have started in childhood, picked up from people who could not see you clearly. It may have been reinforced by school, by culture, by relationships that required you to shrink. It may now feel like your own voice, but it never was. It was an inheritance. You can hand it back. The voice tells you that you are too much in some ways and not enough in others. That you should be quieter, smarter, faster, calmer, more disciplined, more spontaneous, more attractive, more accomplished. The voice contradicts itself. It is not consistent. It is not coherent. It is just a critic, looking for things to criticize, regardless of what you actually do. You can listen to that voice without believing it. You can hear it speaking and recognize it as the same old voice, repeating the same old script. You can let it speak in the background while you continue to live your life as someone who is, in fact, enough. Your enoughness is not contingent on your output. You can have an unproductive day and still be enough. You can fail at something important and still be enough. You can disappoint someone and still be enough. You can make a mistake, even a serious one, and still be enough. The enoughness does not fluctuate based on performance. It does not get withdrawn when you fall short of what you wanted to do. This is not permission to stop trying. You will still want to do good work. You will still want to honor commitments. You will still want to be kind to the people you love. But the doing of those things is not what makes you enough. The doing is how you express your values. The enoughness is what is true about you regardless. Your enoughness is not contingent on others' approval. The people in your life have opinions about you. Some of them see you clearly. Some of them see only what they need you to be. Some of them see you through the lens of their own unmet needs. Their opinions, even the ones from people you love, are not the source of your enoughness. They are reactions to you, filtered through them. This means a person can withdraw their approval and you remain enough. A relationship can end and you remain enough. A community can reject you and you remain enough. The losses are real. They hurt. But the enoughness is not part of what gets lost. The enoughness is yours, internal, untouchable by external rejection. You can carry this through hard chapters, through chapters when other people did not see you well, through chapters when you doubted yourself because the people around you doubted you. The enoughness held even then, underneath the doubt. You are recognizing it now. Your enoughness is not contingent on comparison. There will always be people who can do things you cannot. There will always be people who have what you do not. There will always be people who are further along in some dimension. None of that affects your enoughness. Comparison is a sport that has nothing to do with your inherent state. You are not in competition with the rest of the world for the limited resource of enoughness. The enoughness is not scarce. It does not get distributed only to the winners. Everyone who exists is enough, and your enoughness is not threatened by anyone else's. The enoughness is yours alone, like your fingerprint, not subject to ranking. Your enoughness includes your limits. There are things you cannot do. There are skills you do not have. There are areas where you struggle. All of this is true, and none of it makes you less than enough. Limits are part of being human, not evidence of insufficiency. The most accomplished people in the world have limits. The wisest people in the world have limits. Limits are not the absence of enoughness. They are part of what enoughness contains. You can know your limits without shame. You can name them, work within them, occasionally try to expand them, and accept the ones that will not move. The limits are part of you, and the you that has limits is enough. Your enoughness includes your struggles. You may be in a hard chapter right now. You may be carrying something heavy. You may be in pain. The struggle does not subtract from your enoughness. People who are struggling are still enough. People who are suffering are still enough. People who are in the middle of the worst time of their lives are still enough. The enoughness is unconditional. It is not reserved for the times when you are functioning well. It is the baseline that holds even when everything else is hard. You can be in chaos and remain enough. You can be lost and remain enough. You can be in despair and remain enough. The enoughness does not depend on your ability to perform okayness. Your enoughness is not perfection. These are different things. Perfection is an external standard. Perfection is unattainable. Perfection is also not the point. Enoughness is internal. Enoughness is already real. Enoughness is the actual condition you live in, regardless of how far from perfection you may be. You can release the chase for perfection without losing your standards. You can still want to do good work. You can still want to grow. You can still want to keep learning, but you do not need to reach perfection in order to be enough. Enoughness comes first. Growth happens from there. You can rest in your enoughness. Most of the exhaustion in your life has come from trying to earn what was already yours, trying to prove the unprovable, trying to qualify for a status you already had. The body is tired from this trying. The mind is tired from this trying. The heart is tired from this trying. You can rest now. The enoughness is not at risk. It does not need to be defended. It does not need to be reinforced. You can settle into the recognition that you are enough and let the constant trying loosen its grip on you. The rest itself is restorative. It allows energy to be spent on actual living rather than on the impossible task of earning what was already there. You can let people see you in your enoughness. The enoughness is for showing, not hiding. You do not have to wait until you are perfectly composed to be in front of people. You do not have to filter every aspect of yourself before letting anyone in. You can show up as the actual you with the actual mix of strengths and limits and let yourself be seen. The people who matter will recognize the enoughness because it is the same enoughness they carry. The people who cannot recognize it are not the people whose recognition you need. You can let yourself be seen, and the seeing becomes part of how the enoughness gets reflected back to you, until eventually you do not need the reflection because you simply know. You are enough for the life you are actually living. You have the capacity to handle today. You have what you need to meet what is in front of you. You have enough wisdom to make the next decision. You have enough strength to keep going through the next stretch. You may not feel this at every moment, but it is true at every moment. The capacity is in you, even when you cannot feel it. Your life has not asked more of you than you can meet. The hard parts have been hard, but you have met them. The future will bring its own hard parts, and you will meet those too. The enoughness travels with you. It is not left behind in any chapter. It does not run out. You are enough. Without conditions, without qualifications, without exceptions. The enoughness is here in you today, the same as it was yesterday, the same as it will be tomorrow. You are practicing the recognition. You are letting the words be true. The voice in you that doubted this can rest now. It does not have to keep working. It does not have to keep checking. It can settle. It can hand over the load to the steadier voice that says simply, "You are enough." You are someone who is enough. That is who you are now. That is who you have been. That is who you will continue to be, through chapters and changes, through seasons of doing and seasons of resting, through every version of yourself that emerges. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. You always were. You are. You will continue to be.